Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you had a wonderful week. It has been an interesting couple days. Um, Lots of work, but work is done now. Now it's time for play. I hope you made it through the busy week, and whether it's school, certainly back to school at this point. Hopefully that went well. Hopefully the teachers are okay. They're not too hard on you, and it's usually pretty easy that first couple weeks. Lots of food. Oh yeah, that's right. Rocco Kitty went to a state fair, which, if you're unfamiliar, it's a fair. So there's lots of rides and food on a stick and fried foods, and it's been amazing to kind of watch along in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. If that's not a great pitch for it, I don't know what is. But it's been really fun to watch the different food and see it, and hope it tastes good. Hope it tasted good. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. Lots of work. Yeah. So today's been a weird one. Before we hop in, I should kind of, I don't know, just talk to you all for a little bit. What's up, Jace? Dislocated my jaw. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, not much eating there, especially not chewy foods. How does that work? Does it just go back into place and then you hope it doesn't pop out again? Like, do it semi-regularly? Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I don't think I've ever, where's some wood to knock on? Knock on wood. I've never dislocated anything yet. I don't know if that's real wood. That's probably fake wood, but I think it counts. I think it counts in spirit. Let's hope, I suppose. But haven't done it yet. It's definitely a nightmare scenario. I'm sure you're kind of used to it by now, but it still hurts, obviously. Never did get the fried ranch dressing. I have no idea how that would taste. I'm trying to picture it. The closest thing I can think of is eating fried chicken, like the fried chicken skin with ranch, but I've never done that. So I don't know exactly what the combination would be like. I mean, ranch is good if you've ever had ranch dressing. If you've never had ranch dressing, go for the Hidden Valley. Not a sponsor, but it's like the only version of it that most people know. It's kind of like the quintessential ranch dressing flavor. Very much like how, Q-tip is like the cotton swab. It's like the brand that everyone knows and everyone calls every single Q-tip, but it's actually a brand name. Apparently they're just cotton swabs. If you get like a different company or brand. Faulty connective tissue, and it makes me prone to dislocations and subluxations, which is when it pops out and pops back in. Oh, interesting. Gosh. You're a very extremely, oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say to that. That is awful. And I'm glad you're hanging in there and dealing with that. Like, that is, I can't even imagine the pain. I'm sure it's tremendous and awful. But I don't think I have anything to relate it to, in a way. So I've never really experienced anything like that. I haven't even, I need more wood to knock on. I've never even broken a bone, so I don't even know what that's like either. But I've definitely sprained an ankle before. So I guess I've gone that far. And I've definitely torn some cartilage somewhere in my wrist. At one point, but I never even got it checked out by a doctor. But every once in a while, it stings a little, and it's been quite a few years. But that's about the extent of my injuries. I haven't really injured myself or gotten injured. Gosh, now I'm just saying all the terrible stuff you're not supposed to say. But yeah, it's I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. So hopefully that heals up soon. What is ranch dressing, by the way? It's a salad dressing. It's also great on vegetables, like raw vegetables. I don't know if I'd put it on anything else. I'm sure people do put it on other stuff, like maybe a chicken sandwich even. But usually I have it with raw vegetables as kind of like a veggie dip kind of thing, or it's typically a salad dressing. But it tastes pretty nice. It tastes pretty nice. It's cream based, you know. I don't even know what to describe it as. It's kind of its own flavor. We just say ranch, which is just like its own like lane. It's not like anything else I can think of, honestly. I mean, it's close to like Caesar consistency, Caesar salad dressing, but the flavor is not even close. Like Caesar dressing has like anchovies in it and stuff like that. Kind of gives it kind of a fishiness to it. Ranch is not like that. Mystery salad drinking, yes, very much so, very much so. So we have amazing videos today. I hope you enjoy it. We do have 6 videos, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 6 videos. So a couple of them are a little shorter or smaller than usual. So I put another one on there just to give us that amount. Ranch is cream or buttermilk based with dill and other spices. That is a great way to put it, Slayer Kitty. I appreciate it. Use it in recipes. I'll mix with mayo and put on chicken. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very handy with recipes as well. Okay, so I just had a weird interaction. So this morning I woke up and I have a Snapchat, a private Snapchat. I'm going to start working on a public Snapchat here just because I kind of like it. I kind of like the app. It's really interesting. It's definitely more personal than Instagram or anything like that. So I think it's just easier to create content for because nobody's expecting this highly produced video, and it can be a little bit more personal and all that good stuff. What's up, Megan? Welcome. So I opened the app this morning, right? And I just happened to be looking at stories, and I looked at, I don't know if you know this beauty influencer or lifestyle influencer. I don't know exactly her title, but Leilani Green. So I was watching her story, and she does like makeup and all that good stuff. And she was doing a huge giveaway. And I was just like, wow, those boxes look huge. I don't exactly need makeup. But I was like, hey, maybe I'll just enter for, my girlfriend and see what happens. Well, guess what? Guess who added me and then talked to me? Sent me a chat. I was like, what? At first, I looked at added you back, and I'm like, Leilani added you back. I'm like, who the heck is that? I don't know who that is. So I let it sit for like an hour unopened, not even realizing it's Leilani Green. She has over 2 million Instagram followers and damn near 1 million Snapchat follows. Completely neglecting it. And then I open it, and she was just like, hey, I loved your entry. I love, what it's for. You're going to get sent the 3rd giveaway. And I was just like, what? I was like, no way. I was having like a little like freak out. And I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. So that is what I was up to. And like talked to her for a little bit and all that stuff. Like, it was crazy. So very cool. Was not expecting it because that story had been up for like 16 hours. So I was really late to it. And I'm assuming with 1 million followers on Snapchat, she probably gets, I don't know, 5 million views, 10 million views, because for sure people are viewing her that don't follow her. So I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm still in shock, honestly. Very, very cool. So that was a weird interaction today. Very strange, but very cool. Very appreciative. Yeah, wow. I'm still kind of confused and taken aback, but that is my day. I finished work, let it sit for an hour, and then I opened it and I was just blown away. So, wow. That was not that long ago. So I'm still kind of over the moon, a little like, fuzzy brained, I guess. I don't know what to say. But very neat. Very neat indeed. Obviously, I don't have any need for makeup. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. What's funny is she sent a video snap. It was just like, I thought this was going to be a scammer trying to sell, because it's like a ton of makeup and like beauty products and all this stuff. And she was just like, I thought this was going to be a scammer. I thought it was going to be a scammer who was going to sell all this stuff on like eBay. I was like, no. No, it's not a scammer. I'm not a scammer. Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's been my day. Hope you've had a wonderful day as well. But we got some amazing videos. We're going to start with The Rookie. Then we're going to head on to Interview with the Vampire. Then we're going to go to Cutie Pie. And then we're going to go back to Interview with the Vampire. Then we're going to do a F1 video. And then we are going to end with an Interview with the Vampire video. It is heavy on the vampire today. So yeah, I don't know why I chose so many vampire videos and left it all for Friday, but hey, I love the edits I've seen of that show. I think it's been fantastic. It's such a wonderful, I don't know, it just makes for really good edits for some reason. I guess it's like the mood and the tone and the characters and the passion. It just works so well with the music. I don't know. It's just very interesting. But yes, we are going to watch a ton of Interview with the Vampire today. So let's go ahead. If you would like to request your own, let me go ahead and bring up the... Wow, I was not ready for this at all. That's okay, though. That is okay. Where is this video? Or where is this... let's see. There we go. Okay. If you'd like to request your own videos, you can at toddreacts.com. The season and series tiers are the ones where you can request videos that we all watch and enjoy on stream. And if you'd like to watch the longer form content, I just posted Bad Buddy episode 9 to the website. So if you just want to watch the longer form content, you can via the episode tier as well. And while you're there, check out the merch. Summer collection's available right now for another 31 days, just over 31 days. You get a little timer at the top to do a little rundown. Lots of great new items here, as you can see. Lots of amazing colors. I mean, the lightweight tee has a ton of colors. An absolute amazing amount of colors. Crop tee does as well. I think you'll enjoy those. Check out the accessories as well. This is the insulated tumbler, literally. I use it for every stream. It's fantastic. I love it. The water bottle, I actually posted that in the Discord. I take it to work every day, so it's kind of like my work bottle. It works great. Easy to clean. And yeah, it comes in a bunch of nice colors as well. I think, yeah, all of them are available. So we have clear, which is standard. Purple sky, so it has a little purple tint to it. Desert sunrise is actually the one that I have. Blue, Oxford blue, and charcoal. I just realized I only did links for 2 of the vampire videos. Oh, we should be all right. I think I'll just do like a couple for the first one and then leave the rest for the second one, maybe. Or just kind of like make sure they're all spread out. That should be fine. Appreciate it, Jace. Obviously, shout out to Jace and also Luke as well for coming up with the links for today. Always appreciate it. If you're watching on Twitch live and you have no idea that this is a YouTube channel thing, go ahead and check it out because there is a lot of videos. Over 1,000 videos on the channel. Todd Reacts on YouTube. Check it out. if you've enjoyed what you've been seeing and you want to see more, and you're like, hey, I wonder if he's ever reacted to, I don't know, this show. Like on Monday, someone came in and said, hey, have you reacted to anything Vampire Diaries? I have. A lot of things. I think it was over 70 videos in the Vampire Diaries playlist. So go ahead and check that out. All you have to do is come over and hit playlists, and you're good to go. And you can also hit this little magnifying glass on the right here and search. So if you're looking for something specific, you can actually search via the page and find it pretty quick. That's really cool. Go ahead and subscribe today. Over 88% of the watch time last month was by non-subscribers. Over 88%. So if you subscribe today, we'll probably, I don't know, we'll jump to quite a large number, I'm assuming. So go ahead and subscribe today. It is free. It is easy. It's just a nice way to support the channel, honestly. It's not monetarily helpful at all, but it's just kind of a nice way to help the channel. Nice little boost of morale as well for content creators. And it's easier to find the videos, honestly. YouTube will recommend them more based on your subscriptions. And also you get a little subscription page, which is super nice. And it kind of organizes all the videos from all your different creators that you follow. It's super nice. So go ahead and join today. Over 80 videos of Vampire Diaries. Oh my gosh. 86 of Vampire Diaries and Legacy. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. And if you're into gaming at all, I will be getting back to it eventually. Todd Reacts Plays on YouTube or on Twitch, whichever one you're into. Do not discriminate. Honestly, I think Twitch for live streaming is way better than YouTube. Just for the fact they won't kick you off. So if you're unaware, I actually did start dual streaming the reaction stream on Twitch and YouTube. And what happened was on the third attempt, I got kicked off. Like the stream got pulled down just for copyright issues. But what's funny is afterwards, I download it from Twitch and then upload the full stream, which is what I do. And it was totally fine. Unbelievable. But yeah, it's been interesting. Go ahead and join the Discord. As you can see at the top here, it does alert you to when I am live on Twitch, and it even gives you a nice little link, which is super cool. So whenever I'm live, you can see it. And there is a ton of wonderful people in the Discord. Super nice, super friendly. It's been really awesome, honestly. 130 members, according to Jace. Wow. Absolutely wow. It has grown. It has grown quite rapidly, and I'm happy about it. Honestly, it's a great way to reach me if you want to talk or get input, have a question, etc. And it's also a great way for me to alert you to maybe a late stream. Maybe I'm moving a stream to a different day, or maybe the video takes a little longer to upload on YouTube. You'll know. And I will make sure to do that. And there's a ton of fandoms, as you can see. Ton of fandoms. Lots of people interacting, talking about their favorite aspects of the show. Maybe it's updating each other on Zinunu's whereabouts. Maybe they're going on vacation/holiday. And it's an all-night event. 131. Wow. Okay. We're growing as we speak. So join today. It's totally free. The link is everywhere. It's under every video on YouTube. It's on the website at the top as a little Discord link. And it's on the Twitch profile as well. So you're more than welcome to join. There's a ton of fun categories as well, like advice and your pet pictures, which is always goofy and cute and everything. Memes, always funny. Food pictures, which obviously Rocco Kitty was throwing a ton ton of delicious looking food on there over the weekend. It was amazing. Lots of good stuff. Lots of amazing stuff. The Paralympics. I just posted, what did I post? I posted the medal count in the Paralympics. So if you're following along, if you'd like to follow along with us, more than welcome to. Yeah, it's been amazing. Honestly, it has been one of the best aspects of this, I would say. Like just creating this, having people join, interact. It's been a wonderful experience. This is a wonderful community. If you're not a part of it and active in it, I definitely urge you to be. You will find people you like. You will find people who like the things you like. It is awesome. It is so cool. Very cool. So join today. I always do a big pitch for it because I think it's amazing. And there's not a lot of spaces in the internet that's kind of like nice and, enjoyable and fun and all that good stuff. It is one of those spaces. It has been one of those spaces. So please join today. Put in your input. We are looking forward to it. All right. Let's go ahead and start with the first video. Let's see. I think I got it. Yes. Come on, the water is nice. Indeed, Rocco Kitty, indeed. Alrighty. There we go. And if you're wondering what this is above my head, that's literally just a Twitch follower count goal, if you will. And it'll just keep moving as we get more follows.
And a lot of romantic feelings start out as platonic love.
You've earned the right to be here, but you'll have to prove yourself to stay.
You and Lucy were friends first, right?
Officer Bradford, you get our hot shots.
I was her TO. So why do you want to be a cop?
Do you remember our first day out?
Yeah, early on, one look from you could send me into a tailspin.
I've been shot.
What?
Where are you, Boot?
What?
I'm bleeding to death. You have to call for help. Where are you? Your hands up, Chen. Don't let him get on top of you.
What?
Oh,
Didn't say anything.
headbutt action.
You're giving me the look.
What look?
That look. Am I missing something?
Turned it into a Tim test.
Everything is a test, Officer Chen, and you just got another F.
Everything is a test, Officer Chen.
Bradford's next victim.
Someone can use a hug.
Don't you dare.
What do you want? Applause?
Awesome.
What was that?
Nothing. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
But you've been on this job a whole year, and you're still making the same dumb mistakes you've been making since day one.
You always tell me the truth, no matter how painful it's going to be.
You project the rogue cop thing, but you are always on the right side of the lie.
I do it to make you a better cop, not betray you.
Officer Chen second-guessed every decision she made.
You are a kind and insightful person. You see the good in people. So much so that I had to show you the world can be a scary place.
I won't let you down.
Because when it really counted, you didn't hesitate.
Hey, you know what? If I were you, I'd ask for another TO.
Yeah, well, you're not me.
So what have I taught you that you're grateful for? You put it all on the line, and you made the right call.
Not to second-guess myself.
Honestly, it's probably why you excel at being a cop.
Officer Chen is a natural-born test taker.
Officer Chen impressed me with every decision she made today.
I know he can come off like this smug, hard ass, but, deep.
I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's the cop situation, but I'm getting like massive Lucifer and Lieutenant vibes. I don't know why it is. But in the beginning, when Chen was just like, one look from you could fold me, basically. For some reason, I pictured JD and Dr. Cox from Scrubs. I don't know why. I think it was JD's constant need for Dr. Cox to be like, I'm proud of you and you're doing a great job and all that stuff. Obviously not romantic in any way, but I just for some reason pictured that instantly.
Deep down, he has a really good heart.
Tim Bradford finishes what he starts. I haven't finished training you yet.
With all due respect, sir, you're a pain in my ass.
That's my job. You seem surprised.
Sir, you surprise me every day.
Uh-huh. Look, at the end of the day, we only think we know other people.
You don't trust anyone.
Because trust has to be earned. It's not personal. Just
turn it around and figure out what makes your training officer tick.
Whose side are you on?
I didn't know there were sides, but yours, definitely yours.
You got no quit in you, do you?
No, sir. I get that from you.
I don't think so. You walked in the door this way.
Look, I wouldn't ask your advice if I didn't value your opinion. We've been through a lot this year. I mean, we're friends.
I will miss riding with her.
Look, if you want me to ride with you, you don't need to make up an excuse. Just ask me.
The Tim tests. Those don't make me like him.
You're nothing like him.
It's just...
We spend so much time together out on the job. If you're saying you want me to do it.
What the hell? Let's do it. Because I know you can handle it.
That's oddly sweet. I'm proud of you.
You're number 8 out of 140.
Yes, I knew it.
Just saying, she can handle herself.
I know she can. I trained her.
You think I'm good at things? What else do you appreciate about me?
That you know when not to push your luck.
Can I get that in writing?
You don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do something. Not even me.
Thanks.
Thanks.
For what?
For what?
Doing my job?
Doing my job.
You told me to think like a criminal. My evaluation of you. I wonder how you're gonna pay for your bill.
Their bar tab. You are in so much trouble. Whatever you're about to say, don't.
My lock screen. You're having fun, aren't you?
Are you kidding me? What are you doing?
I am paying you back. Did I miss it?
It's cute. I'll see you tomorrow, Lucy.
See you tomorrow, Tim.
You are enjoying this way too much.
Sorry.
Look, after working a hardcore assignment like this, you need to go blow off some steam after shift. Give your brain a different focus.
Officer Lucy Chen has not been seen for approximately 13 hours.
She went out with Caleb because I told her to. The last time I gave you romantic advice, I pushed you towards Caleb, and I pushed her right at him.
Honestly, that's kind of true with any job. After, you get out, you're just trying to think of anything else. And it's very interesting trying to separate, your work life from your personal life and just trying to have that separation. Sometimes it can be difficult, especially if you're working from home, as I've found out. It's very difficult to separate the two. But I don't know. It's just something you got to do for your own sanity.
I am responsible for a life that is in jeopardy, and I will do whatever I have to save her. Do you understand?
When I was in that barrel, I knew you would find me, no matter what it took. There was no reason to suspect anything. What happened wasn't your fault.
Lucy's okay? It wasn't your day of death, Officer Chen. It was the first day of the rest of your life. You can choose to see that tattoo as your greatest failure. But I see it as proof that you're a survivor.
It's gonna be okay. I really believe that.
You know me so well.
Too well.
That's a great way to look at it.
I always am.
Oh, that's sweet. Your hot little boots trying to rescue you.
Mr. Bradford is a 12-year veteran. He's been wounded 5 times in the line of duty. He deserves your respect, not whatever macho crap this is.
Do not tell Chen.
The fierce protector.
You thought you might be paralyzed, but you were worried about me?
Be safe out there.
I'm worried about Tim.
I was trying to protect you.
No, I'm trying to look out for you.
Why do I care if Tim dates?
Do you have feelings
Oh, boy.
for Lucy?
And you're so concerned about my love life because... No, I'm dating Ashley, and Lucy is with Chris, and I'm her superior officer. Save me a dance. Technically, I still owe you a dance. I don't know, call me crazy, but it just doesn't feel like pretend. Hey, can we talk?
Do you want to come in?
If we do this and it doesn't work, I'll have ruined the most important relationship in my life.
Of Lucy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you think?
So we should just keep going the way we have been, right? It's not worth the risk.
That is a
Yes,
risk.
it is. Do you want to go out on a date? Do you want to get dinner sometime?
Yeah. Yes. I want to take things slow. Go on this date, maybe a second date, have our first real kiss.
Lucy and I started dating a few weeks ago.
And since we're having this talk, I assume it's serious.
That is an
You're
HR
getting close.
nightmare.
But at this moment,
Superior
Tim and I are in a
officer.
really
beautiful place.
At least he's not like a sarge,
all that
I
matters.
guess, or like a
Do you love me?
commander.
Yes. I love you.
I love you.
You deserve someone who's worth the effort.
No, I know exactly how I feel. I mean, this is the most amazing relationship I've been in since ever.
Last night was, for sure. I mean, it's a better story for the grandkids.
Do you mean, do I miss you already? We've got
Whoa.
grandkids now.
You are
Hello.
such a jerk. Is that a present for me?
Pretty sure there's a prize for coming in 17th.
I killed an action radio.
This is cute.
That's
Did a good
amazing.
job.
Yeah, you did. That is so sweet.
You're a good cop. You're really good at this. The whole undercover thing.
I can't believe after everything I put you through, you're dating another UC.
And Lucy handled herself like a pro. She was hot walking those guys around like she had been doing it for years.
From what Tim tells me, you have much healthier coping mechanisms.
And you're worried you won't be able to handle it.
No, I'm worried that you won't.
Clearly, I'm more conflicted about you working undercover than I realize.
And you can't be objective when it comes to me.
You know, your dream should have nothing to do with
Yeah,
mine.
that would be
issues.
difficult.
But the thing you learn early on as police officers is that your future is never certain.
Hey, it's me. No idea where you are right now, but I'm here if you need me. So just call me when you can.
I'm not gonna have my drama infect you.
I don't think you're just protecting her. I think you're protecting yourself.
I can't lose you.
You won't.
What are you doing?
Backing you up. Hey.
That's really scary.
Depending on how deep undercover she is, that might be a little much. Because I'm just thinking, like, you know, how deep undercover are we going? Are we in like different relationships? Like, how deep undercover are we with this?
Yeah,
That might be a little much.
Stop trying to protect me, Tim.
I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, I won't. And I can't just go back to the way things were.
I guess you just have to let people go, even the ones you care the most about.
That would probably
Are you
drive me
breaking up with
nuts,
me?
honestly.
Sorry.
Because obviously,
None
when you
of
care
that.
about somebody, you want to protect
None
them.
of
and,
it
you know, make sure
explains
they're
why you
safe
cut
and all
me
that
off.
stuff.
You don't get to lie to me and then use that as an excuse to leave me.
How did he let go so easily?
You are an incredible person.
No.
No, you're incredible.
I really thought that our relationship was worth more than just some cheap, cliche nonsense about how I deserve better.
You were so concerned about what I deserve.
You deserve so much better. I can't give you what you're looking for. That's why I'm walking away.
Don't do this. Why are you doing this? How about a real adult conversation, Tim?
If you need me, then let me know. Do you need anything?
You got a time machine? That's 24 hours back.
I wish I did. I'm afraid I don't have that power. You probably saved my life. So thank you.
You're welcome. To be clear, I'm still mad at you, okay? This doesn't change anything.
You will never know how much I appreciate the kindness you've shown me. I know I ruined everything.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Are you
Well, you
okay?
deserve better. All right, bye-bye.
I am now. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to pay it back in whatever small doses you allow. Night.
Oh my gosh. Margarita Life. Go check out the channel. Link down below in the YouTube description as always. Always. Tremendous channel. Almost 100,000 subs. So go check that channel out. Lots of good edits that we've reacted to here. And yeah. I'm trying to remember why Tim broke it off, because it just seems so odd. Oh, you know, you deserve better, so bye. Bye-bye. And then just playing it off like he's not interested in her anymore. Like, that is... Ooh. Like, I get it. He's trying to, like, section off and, like, wall off that connection just to try to create the distance, but trying to remember why. why he did that, why he felt she deserved better, what he was going through there. Bradford and Chen usually work the 7 Adam 19 beat until she was promoted in the episode Amber. He was her training officer. Kicked out of the unit in 6th season, returns to his former position at the station. Seems like a tough as nail at first glance, no nonsense cop, completely dedicated to his job. We'd only enter moderately personal conversations with cops he had worked with for years. Honestly, I kind of do that as well. One thing you kind of realize after you've been working in the working world for a little bit is there's a lot of people gunning for your job, or maybe they're out to push themselves ahead of you and all that stuff. It's kind of a dog-eat-dog world out there. That is not a joke. That is not just a saying. So I kind of learned, just from watching other people get, rolled over or stumbled on, just to kind of keep a lot of things close to the chest. Not get too personal at work. Not get, go over too many details. Just kind of keep it very casual, very, not casual, but professional, and kind of keep a little distance. Because one thing you notice if you ever leave a job is usually those quote-unquote friends or people you hung out with disappear pretty quick. So it's just something I've kind of picked up on, and I'm not surprised Bradford was kind of acting that way. A good way to keep yourself protected. Required the tact and sensitivity of his rookie, Lucy Chen, to get him to open up, and it was her that would help guide him through some difficult personal issues, such as events surrounding his addict ex-wife, Isabel. Grew up with an abusive father, contributed to his toughness and strictness as a training officer. Time in the military added to this. Was initially tough on Chen. Honestly, that's probably a good thing. When somebody's new and you're training them, you probably want to be incredibly tough. Just kind of toughen them up and make sure they're ready to go and understand just how demanding the job can be, just how dangerous the job can be. Especially a police officer in the U.S. I mean, that is, you got a gun on you for a reason, and you're wearing a vest for a reason. Like, it is not for the faint of heart. Especially in certain areas, it can get pretty brutal. And depending on what you're doing, if you're SWAT, I mean, you're called in for some pretty dangerous situations, home raids, all that kind of stuff. Possibly like hostage negotiation and stuff. Chen softening Bradford allowed him to cultivate better personal relationships, which eventually helped him become a respected sergeant. Tim Tess, that's funny. Lucy, obviously assigned to Tim as a trainee. Where the Rookie Season 6 leaves Chenford, romance surprisingly proved to be vital to the Rookie's success, particularly the Chenford relationship. Tim and Lucy's connection was evident from the start, even with the coldness. You can kind of tell, right? But ethical barriers initially prevented their romance. Season 6 saw heartbreak, but promises hope for Tim to finally win back Lucy in the future. But obviously, why did he have to win her back? Chenford was never supposed to happen on the Rookie. The show's own ethics. Tim was Lucy's direct superior officer, responsible for training her to survive the dangerous situations. Like I mentioned, these police officers encounter week to week. Tim was her TO, and Lucy was his quote-unquote boot. This is very common language in the military and police to basically mean rookie. And that left little room for friendship, let alone romance. Of course, how impossible Chenford was to achieve It's part of its initial appeal. Yes. That makes sense. It was, forbidden. Forbidden love. She ended up almost dying, which complicated Tim's feelings for her and Lucy in equal measure. Eventually, Tim and Isabel separate in Season 1, Episode 12. Bradford's position in the Mid-Wilshire Division continued to stand in the way of what appeared to be an inevitable romance between him and Lucy. The ethics of dating, while being Lucy's superior officer, were a hurdle he couldn't get over. I kind of get that, but also, romance in the workplace happens, right? It's happened for all time, and it will continue to happen. I know a lot of HR tends to fight against it. It's not exactly a policy to not fraternize, but it is kind of frowned upon, I would say, by most. But it happens. It definitely happens. I've had some family members, distant family members, that have found romance in the workplace, which, one of them was actually a boss and his secretary. So, hey. Hey now. The rookie made Tim Bradford and Lucy Chen a couple. In Season 2, Chen is almost killed by Caleb, a man she goes on a date with, and who is the acolyte of serial killer Rosalind Dyer. Lucy's buried inside a barrel, as we saw, though her captivity is live-streamed to the police. Ooh. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation is not the sexiest first kiss, but that's what makes Chenford special. Throughout Season 3 and 4, Lucy underwent some big changes. Particularly, she developed a desire to do undercover work, like Isabel, after being promoted to police officer 2. Oh, Isabel was also a cop? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Me noticing a pattern. Lucy has short relationships with a firefighter and a prosecutor, but those are both extremely short-lived. In Season 2, Tim started dating Rachel, as we saw, played by Jasmine, until Rachel moves to New York for her dream job. He then has what seems like a serious relationship with Ashley. However, Ashley breaks up with Tim after he's gravely injured and required spinal surgery because of how stressful loving a police officer would be for her. Police and firefighters as well. It is a stressful role, Certainly the same with military. If you deploy, that's a lot of time away and a lot of stress. Lots of stress. Tim and Lucy share another first kiss in the Season 4 finale, preparing for an undercover assignment, posing as a couple. The post-New Year's premiere of Season 5 featured Lucy and Tim's first date, which I'm sure was fantastic. Hopefully it went better than... Hopefully it went better than the 911 first date that just happened. Undeterred, the couple sealed their relationship with the proper first kiss at the end of the episode The List. Lucy and Tim then work out the relationship situation. Here we go. Why they broke up. Here we go. Tim broke up with Lucy after he hid secrets from her about his past in the army. Despite him not being open about David, not even sure what that is, Ray Watkins' return, who he was at first, Lucy still helped Tim bring him down. But it not only cost him his job at Metro, he decided to break up with her too. In a later episode, it's revealed that Bradford needed to seek professional help from a therapist, work through his anger and issues related to his past. Lucy was obviously hurt by this, but she began to process to move on. Oh. So he realized he needed to work on himself. So he broke up with her and said, "You deserve better." Gotcha. Well, yikes. That is not great. You would hope that somebody would love you enough to stick around and see you through it. But I guess he just didn't have any confidence that he could work through it, maybe. And he was just like, yeah, you deserve better. You gotta have a longer spectrum or a longer telescope on your life and be like, I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to get better. And then we're going to be together. Lucy Chen saved Tim's life in the season 6 finale, jumping from a car onto a truck during a high-speed chase. He promised to spend the rest of his life paying her back for her kindness. Oh. Still, Chenford fans can expect to see the couple reunite in the future, obviously. I mean, come on now. But given the history of the show, it might take a long time. Yikes. Well, I get it. You want to tease the audience again, you know, build it up, all that good stuff. And he did say he promised to spend the rest of his life paying her back for her kindness. So you got to see a little bit more of that to reconnect, I suppose, and to win her back. So it probably will take a couple episodes. Maybe not a full season, but definitely a couple episodes, at least. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the second video of the day. It is Louis and Lestat, A House in Nebraska. Interesting name. That's got to be the song name, right? That's got to be the song name. Let's go ahead and load this up.
You're a challenge every sunset sunrise, and I'd have it no other way. Know only this, Masha. You are the only being I trust, and whom I love. Above and beyond myself. All my love belongs to you. You are its keeper.
Did he break you, Louis? Are you broken?
Me who saved you, not him. I was not worthy of the forgiveness you would give me.
Here in New Orleans. One time.
It's my home. There is one thing about being a vampire that I most fear above all else. And that is loneliness. You take this feeling away from me, Louis. We must stay together and never part.
I think I read that quote last time. Take the loneliness away from me.
That's why you're always going to be alone. I have loved you with all my soul. I'm happy with you. You're with me. Kill me again. Come on. Show me the only way you know how to love. Passing through. I can't see you. I can't get her out of my mind. She looked at me at the end like a child looking to her father, but I was new.
Yeah, you kind of screwed that one up, bud.
I had come there for Lily, but I left thinking only him.
Gosh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's such a toxic romance, but it's also beautiful. It has its moments, right? It's, it can be incredibly soft and tender and lovely and, you cure my loneliness, big proclamations of love, but it's also, mixed in with some wild stuff. Like they're also attacking each other, all that good stuff as well. So it's just, it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of figuring it out. It's a lot of, just passion is the word that comes to mind, which can be negative and positive. passion. Interview with the Vampire, inside Louis and Lestat's romance. Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson compare notes on Anne Rice's interview with the Vampire. Let's go ahead and make this slightly bigger for me. And you. AMC is infusing new blood into old wounds. Series stays loyal to Anne Rice's novels in spirit, but the flesh is weak. Some characters have aged, others are shifted in time. The origin story begins in 1910. Let's see here. Series creator and writer Roland Jones is not toning down the novel's progressive and inclusive features. He also has good reason to believe the cast will be accepted as definitive representations. Let's see here. 2 actors spoke with Den of Geek about staining the television landscape with the blood of literature's least innocent creations and keeping vampires true to their nature. Den of Geek interviewer says, were you aware of the books going into the projects, and did the novels have any impact on you prior to being cast? In an interview with the Vampire, Sam Reed said, yes. I had read the novels when I was a kid, so I was very aware of them. I had heard about it being made into a television series for a very long time. When I heard that AMC had the rights, I really hoped I'd have the opportunity to be in that, so yeah, it's a dream come true, really. Jacob Anderson, I came to the books through the show. I saw the film when I was a teenager, as did I, and probably a lot of you. Initially, I was like, oh, it's another TV show based on a book, and there was a film in the 90s. I was like, okay, I'm not sure. I'll have a look at this. Then I was just blown away. I've read Roland's script first, his pilot, and then instantly started reading the first novel and just fell in love with Anne Rice's world and her characters. I was late, but I'm a very avid fan now. Yeah, honestly, if you probably read the pilot script, you'd be in. You would be all in. The pilot episode, which I did react to, is available on the website, toddreacts.com. It was amazing. It was a very good pilot episode. If it was one of those where, because a pilot is basically, you make that and you hope the network buys it or buys a couple more episodes. It was so good, it probably just instantly was a hit. Which passage from the book gives you the most initial insight into the character? Sam Reed in The Vampire Lestat is with Nikki after one of their late night sessions. He has an existential crisis, and Nikki's violin playing and music takes him out of it. He's very detached from humanity and has no desire to be a part of it because he's obviously dealing with what happened to him. He got ripped out of this. It's basically just that dynamic. I thought it was so fascinating, so well written. Holding on to the parts of humanity that you love, you can't let go of, but you have no choice but to embrace your monster nature. I thought it was such a really interesting question. Jacob Anderson said, to me, it's a conversation that Louis has with Daniel about moral versus aesthetic. Talks about the painter who steals the paints, but makes a beautiful piece of art that then inspires somebody else to become an artist. Are you moral because that's inherent good that you're putting into the world, or do you behave in a moral way because of how it makes you look? Are you doing it for the rest of society? Is it just felt like something that really tortured Louis and sort of tortures me as well in lots of ways? Why do we do good? Why is it important to us? Boy, that's a that's a huge question. Season 2 was ordered before Season 1 aired, so yeah, must have impressed. Whoa! Yeah, that was definitely... Honestly, I don't know how you couldn't be impressed. That pilot episode was unbelievable. Chef's kiss. It's just so good. That's one of the few shows that I've seen the first episode, and I'm like, I would watch the rest of this. I didn't even have that with Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode, and I was like, all right. I mean, it's good. They definitely tried with it. Seems like an epic, but it's just a lot of, names of things I don't understand. I don't quite get it. And then after watching a couple episodes, I got hooked. First episode, the pilot episode of Interview with the Vampire, is incredible. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Apologies about you watching the rest of the show, but it's going to happen. There's a great quote that Anne Rice wrote that Louis said that I'm going to butcher. It was, if you saw morality as a great glass world that could be shattered with one act, and I love that. I just love that as an idea, how brutal that is. If you become obsessed like with that, like what does that do to you if you live forever? That is your preoccupation for the rest of your days. That is torturous, especially if you've done some things. What passage brought you out of your comfort zone? We're not there yet, but in The Vampire Armand, Marius is a wonderful character. I found that to be sort of confronting to see that adult and child relationship really examined in that capacity. That was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but that's the extraordinary ability of Anne Rice to be able to put so much humanity in something that feels so wrong, fundamentally wrong, but yet you're somehow with them. That ability of putting the psychology in the eyes of the monster and you having empathy for them is pretty amazing. Jacob said a lot of Anne Rice's characters do really awful things, at least in the human context, things that are just unacceptable, but she somehow puts humanity into them and empathy. In the first book, Louis's relationship with Claudia can occasionally tip in something that I'm not comfortable with, but we don't explore that in the show. Oh. Okay. I did not know that. Series takes on the inconsistencies from the book. Louis is very open about revisionist history and the odyssey of recollection. How does it change the inherent character of Louis? One of my favorite things about the show, said Jacob Anderson, is it kind of breaks the show. In some ways, it's the point where Daniel says, hang on, what is this? What are you bringing me here for? Do you really want to tell the truth, or is this kind of indulgent exercise? Is this narcissism? Forces Louis to question his own memories. That's almost the first instance that he's suddenly like, oh, what is this for? Why am I doing this? Why do I need to explore this particular period of my life? Makes Louis question himself. Let's see. Let me go ahead and save. I think I'm going to save these two for the last video. Yeah, let's do that so I don't run through everything. I'll save those two for the last one. But let's go ahead and jump in to the next video. It is Cutie Pie The Series. Yi and Khondiao. Did I say that right? I know you put the pronunciation, which is very kind of you. Khondiao and Yi. Yeah, okay. Appreciate that, Jace. This is called Hurts So Good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's jump into it. Naughty Babe, the series. Now I'm assuming there... All right, it looks like there's no closed captioning, so I don't think I have to adjust the video at all. But this is Max Nat.
You fight me off like a firefighter, so tell me why you still get burned. You say you're not, but you're still a liar, 'cause I'm the one that you run to first. Every time, yeah, why do you try to deny it when you show up every night and tell me that you want me, but it's complicated, so complicated. When it hurts, but it hurts so good, do you take it? Do you break it off? When it hurts, but it hurts so good, can you say it? Can you say it? Your love is like, your love is like, it hurts so good. Your love is like,
Oh, whoa.
it hurts so good. Every time that I swear it's over, it makes you want me even more. You pull away and I come in closer,
ส่วนมึงออกไปได้แล้ว
and all we ever say is torn. And baby, I don't know why I try to deny it when you show up every night. I tell you that I want you, but it's complicated, so complicated. When it hurts, but it hurts so good. Do you take it? Do you break it off? When it hurts, but it hurts so good. Can you say it?
Dang. Talk about blown off.
Yeah.
It hurts so good. Your love is life. It hurts so good. Wide awake through the daylight. Will you hold me like we're
Yeah, I was a black belt. Whoa.
reach for you with my hands tied?
That's amazing.
Are we dancing like we're burning in paradise? When it hurts, but it hurts so good. Do you take it? Do you break it off? When it hurts, but it hurts so good. Can you say it? Can you say it? Your love is life. Your love is life. It hurts so good. Your love is life. It hurts so good.
Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go ahead and check it out. Excellent edit, excellent video. It does say Cutie Pie the series and Naughty Babe the series. Why? Is it because they've been in both of those? It kind of confused me on the title. I'm like, wait, what is this from? I guess it could be from both, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go ahead and find out more. They play the same characters in both. Okay. Appreciate it, Slayer Kitty. Thanks for the context. I greatly appreciate it. All right, the plot. He comes from the wealthy Chen family, which owns multiple businesses. He helps his father run a race car circuit. Oh my gosh, what did I just think? Oh no. Oh my gosh. They are minor characters in Cutie Pie, the Naughty Babe is their story. Oh, okay. Gotcha. On a race car circuit and a luxury auto dealership. Child of divorce, Yee's mother left her son while he was young. She has since remarried into another family. Yee grew up with a strict dad who raised his child with tough love. McCorn placed high expectations on his son and rarely expressed his appreciation. Yikes. He learned to bottle up his vulnerability. Definitely can't show you're weak if you're not being shown any sort of appreciation or love. Gosh, that's too bad. He is engaged to Khan. They have known each other since childhood. Both were involved in a devastating tragedy many years ago. Yee's father used to own a tiger, Lele, and raise the animal in his house. Really? It's like, didn't Mike Tyson have a white tiger for a couple of years? And I think I saw an interview somewhat recently where he said, yeah, it's not a good idea. And he eventually got rid of it. It was a very short lifespan as a pet. Not the tiger died, he just got rid of it. Young Yee sneaked into the cages to play with the tiger. However, he accidentally let the animal escape. Oh boy. Tiger leaped at young Diao, who was playing nearby. Yee saved him just in time. The tiger shifted targets and mauled the caretaker instead. Both children witnessed the violent attack. Subsequently, the caretaker lost his vision. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Yeah, that'll connect you for life, I guess. Horrifying trauma made Diao forget his memories. Oh boy. Became a shell of his former self. Yee's father offered to compensate for his living expenses, including the tuition for his overseas education. Diao studied in the UK and met his best friend, Kuya. After graduation, Diao returned to Thailand and became a martial arts instructor for kids. That's nice. Although many years have passed, Diao's father and wicked stepmother, Wicked Witch of the West or the East, Stepmother still demand regular payments from Yi's family. They continue using Diao's childhood trauma to extort money. Oh my gosh. Kueya's Nunu. Oh, that's right. I thought that name looked familiar. He also feels guilty about the attack. He vows to look after Diao for the rest of his life. Over the years, the two have become romantically involved. Hello. Although Diao doesn't remember the tragedy, he fears Yi is only with him out of a moral or obligation. Yeah. I guess I could feel that. Just always have that under the surface, 3 years ago, the couple had gotten engaged with blessings from their families, but eventually you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go, or that'll just eat you alive. However, Yi hesitates to schedule a wedding. Yi's procrastination causes doubts in Diao, who wonders if his fiancée loves him. Yeah, exactly. Yi can't forget, and Diao can't remember, but both are plagued with nightmares. Oh, jeez. That is brutal. If they make it after all that, and that pulling them apart, basically, I mean, it's literally pulling both of them apart. It's eating up, Yi, but it's also, causing a bunch of doubts with Diao. Diao's fears worsen when he suspects Yi of cheating on him with other women. As Diao's fears spiral out of control, he creates an elaborate plan to leave his fiancée. What? With Kueya's help, Diao arranges a secret flight to Switzerland. What? He is frantic after discovering his lover's departure. Drives to the airport in the middle of a rainy night. However, he gets in an accident. Oh, jeez. Diao cancels his plans to leave after hearing about what happened. I mean, I guess it worked. You don't want to get in an accident on purpose, but I guess it worked. He wants to live with the Swiss council. Oh, cows. Yes, the Swiss cows. Yes, typos do happen. Oh my gosh. Diao cancels his plans to leave after hearing what happened. He survives the car collision with bodily injuries. That's too bad. Yet he loses his memories and can't remember. You gotta be kidding me. Can't remember Diao. During Yi's recovery, Diao stays by his side to look after him. I think we saw plenty of scenes of that. They rekindle their lost sparks while healing from past trauma. Whoa. So they both lost their memories. Obviously, Yi's are a little worse because, yes, Diao doesn't remember the trauma, but Yi doesn't even remember Diao at that point. And then you're trying to win someone over again. Like, I'm assuming he still remembers Yi, or maybe he doesn't remember Yi. Or, excuse me, Diao. Like, that would be interesting. He remembers 7-year-old Diao. Okay. So at least he remembers 7-year-old Diao. So it's not a complete wipe of like, who are you? What are you doing here? I don't know you. You're a stranger. Like, it's at least somewhat. Which is when the tiger happened. Oh my gosh. Hey, that would be... What did I just think of? Isn't there a Channing Tatum movie where somebody gets in an accident, like his fiance, and then she doesn't remember him at all? Like they were about to get married. I can't remember what that movie was called, but I'm just flashing back to that right now. I haven't seen it in forever. The Vow. Yes, The Vow. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but yeah, I just for some reason pictured that immediately because it was a car accident, I think. Oh my gosh. Honestly, the plot sounds really good. I don't know the tone of the show really. It seems like it's somewhat serious, but it probably has a little bit of humor in it, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's really fascinating. Just trying to work back from all that trauma. Just a ton of trauma. The execution is shaky. Well, I get it. I get it. It's a bit uneven, but they did their best. Okay. Well, honestly, it's not too bad sounding, so I guess it's just in the execution, I suppose. There are some standout moments for sure. It's good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, those are like big emotional moments. Like they should have huge scenes. Like the car accident should be huge, jolting even. Obviously, it probably shows like a proposal or something. Like that's probably got to be pretty interesting. Yi and Leon pajama party. Let's see here. Here's the problem. I don't know a lot of these names. Pudding and Shyy don't particularly like Nat. There's been videos shared of Pudding barking at Nat angrily. Oh, I'm assuming the dog. When he got too close to the dog or Max, and Shyy just plain ignoring him when Max posted the picture of Pudding. Nat commented on it like, "You don't love me, that's fine. Your dad loves me, that's it." Kiki is the same as an English speaker typing hee hee hee. Gotcha. You need to go up a few? I'm assuming it's the TikToks, right? Oh. Yeah. I noticed it was white. So I literally scrolled down and the pages were just blank. And I'm like, there's got to be text here. So I like changed it to the classic default color. Actually, oh, here we go. Oh, I see it. It's like invisible ink. Did anybody ever play with that? Those invisible ink pens or whatever. That stuff was awesome. They were so fun. Max has a chihuahua named Pudding and a cat named Shyy. Nat has a cat called Daisy. Well, there you go. Oh, for the cat's just... For their 5th anniversary, Nat painted Max a portrait of Pudding and Daisy together. Oh, that's nice. Boy, I would not do a good job at this. But the effort counts, right? The effort matters. Daisy looks thrilled. Indeed. Boy, Greatest Showman nailed this song, didn't they? The soundtrack of The Greatest Showman was just chef's kiss. Oh, wow, that's really good. Oh my gosh. Max and Nat lean into homemade gifts rather than the diamonds and flowers Z-famers. I get it. I get it. That's amazing. That's really good. Oh my gosh. Giving the gift to Max. It's such a large gift. You're like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. That's so good. That is amazing. Clearly very talented. That's so cool. That is so neat. I love that. That's a great gift. Putting it away, I don't particularly like Nat. There's been videos shared. Now this makes a heck of a lot more sense. Barking at Nat angrily. Got too close to the dog or Max. Way just plain ignoring him. Max enjoys listening to ghost stories before going to bed. Nat's character in Cutie Pie and Naughty Babe is called Khondiao, which translated means alone or solo. Pretty unsubtle reference to one of the overarching themes in the story for Diao. In the pilot trailer for Naughty Babe, he in fact has a line that explains his motives for leaving his life and relationship behind in the first episode in heartbreaking fashion. My name is Khondiao, and I'm afraid of being alone. And the person who makes me feel more lonely than ever before is Yi, my fiance. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, that's brutal. That's so brutal. Good grief. Wow. What a way to start it. Naughty Babe was the first time Max and Nat were the main couple in a series. Naughty Babe came out last autumn, and this year they've so far had the show Two Worlds. On the Naughty Babe OST, Nat sings the theme song Naughty Boy and Lonely No More. That makes me think of Lonely No More. That makes me think of, what is it? Matchbox 20? Max sings From Now On, and they duet on Love Times 3. For high school, Nat attended the ACS International in Singapore, where English was the main language. Max is quoted as having said that he is a gentleman, but only for Nat. That's sweet. And the Y Universe Awards BL series are called Y Series in Thailand. Oh, interesting. Nat won Most Popular Character for his portrayal of Khondiao. Naughty Babe won Best Novel. Cutie Pie 2 U, 4-part special event that served as a second season of Cutie Pie, won Best Y Series. Dang. All right. Collecting awards. Nat's family is extremely... That's pretty good for your first time out as the main couple. Just winning stuff. Do this. Damundi has used Nat's house as a set many times. Oh, wait a minute. I just completely skipped that. Nat's family is extremely well off. Nat says he isn't rich, but his parents are. But that's a total rich kid thing to say. Indeed it is, Jace. Indeed it is. That's classic. Because eventually you will inherit the earth. You know what I mean? You will inherit the earth. It's definitely a different upbringing, for sure. And the family house is huge with multiple gardens, a basketball court, a library, and a bar. Yeah, that is a massive house and acreage. Due to this, Damundi have used Nat's house as a set many times. This isn't too surprising as this largely happened during COVID. That makes sense. Being able to film at an actor's home is extremely convenient and likely meant that hiring fees were less of an issue. Yeah, that makes sense. And you don't even have to have, what do they call them? Oh gosh. What do they call those? Area scouts or something like that? Location scouts. That's what it's called, where you hire somebody to go out early and look for locations to shoot. So they probably didn't have to do that even. Nat's birthday is August 8th, and this year Max decided he was going to bake for the first time ever. Well, happy birthday, Nat. That literally just happened. Much like my birthday. All things considered, it came out looking pretty great. It was a simple vanilla sponge with fresh strawberries, as they are his favorite. Oh, I gotta see this. Oh, that looks great. Dang, the little flowers on the side too. That's really nice. Simple, elegant, you know? That's quite nice. And it probably cost a heck of a lot less than the cake that I bought earlier this year. Good grief. Boy, buying cakes can be very expensive. Max has his ears pierced twice. This is because when he took Nat to get his ears pierced, Max went first to show him it wasn't that bad. Oh, that's nice. Nat then went ahead and got his piercings. Max supports LFC, Liverpool Football Club. And Nat is a Manchester United fan. They got to see the teams play against one another in Bangkok. That's cool. Man, you won. That's awesome. I actually did that with my brother. His school, his university, was playing my university at his university. So we actually went to the game. I got tickets the night before, which not a good time to buy tickets, but they were actually pretty cheap, surprisingly. And it was the craziest game. Oh my, it made television. Like they played the highlights of it on SportsCenter, ESPN. If you're unfamiliar, it's a sports channel here in the US, the big one. And it was just top 10 plays of the day or whatever they call it. And it was literally number one. It was the craziest game. It ended in an insane fashion and I won. So my brother gave me his jacket to put on so he wouldn't get like harassed on the way out. Like it was brutal. It was brutal. And it felt a little uncomfortable to be around that many people because it was like 75,000 people in the stadium. So yeah, it was very much like, I'll just put on the home colors and head on out. Because that university is known for like rioting and whatnot. So I was like, I don't feel that great. Just a few people. Yeah, 75,000 people. It's a lot. It's a big stadium. Max has a candy brand Peachico. Max enjoys DJing. Cool. Nat has been dual working at Domundi and being a student. Wow. All right. Working hard in both roles. There are times when he doesn't get home until midnight. Then he has to start studying. Oh my gosh. Wow. More power to him. That is an impressive feat to be an actor, paid actor. Like you're on contract and everything, and you're still going to school. That's awesome. I like that. As a result, Nat is notorious for being able to fall asleep almost anywhere, I bet. He even falls asleep in the makeup chair as they work on it. That's amazing. Good night. Max is used to being slept on at this point, I think. Yeah, probably. And that one in the second one, it looked like he was literally holding his head up. That is so funny. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I said play. Come on. Here we go. I feel that. I get up at 5:30 in the morning for work. So by Friday, I just had an energy drink because I am dragging it. But it's Friday night, Gotta have some fun. Gotta wake up. Oh my gosh, got the airport pillow on. Amazing. Max's degree was in civil engineering. Wow. Meanwhile, Nat is attending design school, studying architecture and urban planning. Interesting. They both have over 1 million followers on Instagram. That is such an unbelievable number. The most recent show, Two Worlds, Nat was co-star Gunn's first BL kiss. Wow. Okay. Despite owning a candy company, Max says he prefers savory. Nat, meanwhile, has a sweet tooth. Same. Oh my God, they're an architect and an engineer. Wait a minute. Bad buddy. Max was horrified to find out that Nat liked to eat strawberries dipped in condensed milk. Interesting. However, years later, when planning food for their 5-year anniversary picnic, Max made sure to include the box of strawberries in a tube of condensed milk for Nat. Oh, that's sweet. Sorry, that's a BL joke. Yes, you get it. I got it. I just watched episode 9 literally last night. In a previous reading of this doc, Max and Nat were quoted as to saying they've never had an argument. Well, that's no longer true. However, Max has credited his mother for helping him realize how similar he and Nat were when he was Nat's age. This has helped them to relate better when they were disagreeing. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Nat has a clothing brand called Heart Etc. Max and Nat have said that they'd like to start a clothing business together. Interesting. Honestly, that would probably sell like hotcakes. That makes sense. The joke is that all university BLs are architects and engineers. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. For a time, it was just all the original DeMundi guys, now referred to as first gen, and Nat was as the much younger newcomer. As a result, Nat is particularly bonded with Z, who he affectionately calls Papa. Nat loves the band Blackpink. I've definitely heard of Blackpink. Got the shirt. They enjoy visiting temples and frequently make merits together. Max was supposed to join Nat's family vacation to Europe. Wow. But last-minute visa issues forced him to stay behind. And so Nat called him every day, sometime as Insta Lives, to share with the fans too. That's so cool. That is so cool. And so Nat called him every day. I just read that. Why did I read it again? Nat also posted as many photos as he could, tagging Max in all of them. During one of the calls from Europe, Nat claimed he had intentionally left his glasses on Max's car passenger seat, so that if anyone else got in, they would know that the seat was already taken. That's funny. That's funny. What do they call that? It's like marking your territory or something. When somebody leaves something at your apartment or place or whatever, it's just kind of like claiming, basically. You know, as Twilight like to call imprinting. When they were reunited, it was at work. Oh, excuse me. I totally skipped this one. When Nat arrived back, his family had to be quarantined. The travel was a few years ago. Max was concerned that Nat might get lonely, and so drove about 2 hours to be able to see one another from a distance through the window. I believe you saw this in the compilation, but here it is as a refresher. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's one long distance heart right there. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. Dang. Right in the feels. Oh my God. That's so sweet. When they were reunited, it was at work. A staff member, Clariter, shared this footage of them. Oh, that's nice. This feels like a private moment. Don't look. Don't look. Many fans actually give Claw a hard time for posting this. Yeah. I literally just said that. It seems like a private moment. Since it wasn't at an event or any other public moment, they felt it was a private interaction. Yeah, that's true. Shouldn't have been shared. I would hope they got permission. Max and Nat, however, said they didn't mind it being posted, so the fuss died down quickly. Yeah, I would assume if you took that video, you would ask first. Just a polite thing to do. With Nat's busy schedule, Max said he had the arrangement to sleep over at Nat's at least once a week has become prime time for them to work on learning their lines together. Also saves time and that they get to go to work together. Yeah. Nat can sing, play guitar, and the piano. Holy crap. One-man band. Married life. That's funny. That's Pixar. Oh my God, that comment was wild. Did you read that comment? Holy crap. That third comment was wild. Good grief. Instagram is brutal. Boy band brought him to Demundi's attention? Oh, okay. Doesn't Disney own Pixar? They're about to burn this whole video. Oh my gosh. That's such a beautiful song. Such a good theme song. Net, who also works at Demundi, has a pet cat who's rated to Nat's Daisy. That photo, though. Get out of here, Google. Come on now. Get out of here. How dare you use your Google account? I don't want to. How about that? Try to zoom in on the cat's face. I see the resemblance. That's so funny. Daisy. Oh. Very photogenic. It's the eyes for me. Just constantly looking off. Max is a fan of anime. His favorites include Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Dragon Ball. Max must be requesting videos on this channel, is what I'm gathering from that. Originally, Cutie Pie was not going to have an NC scene for Yi and Khondiao. Max and Nat discussed it and approached Mundi owner and Cutie Pie director. I'm not even going to attempt that name. This scene became the pair's first NC love scene, but at the time, Aof had been concerned that Nat wasn't ready for such a scene. Interesting. Usually it's the director kind of pressuring people into, you know, or a studio head or something like that. That's kind of interesting that, you know, concerned and worried, and that's how it should be, right? That's how it should be. Nat was young. Well, I like how the director was worried. That's a good sign, right? Nat was 18, 19. Okay. In reference to the emojis used for them in translations, Max equal T-Rex, Nat equal baby bottle. I did see that in one of the videos. Max's fans are called Dinocornthus. Dinocornthus being his legal name. Oh, okay. And Nat's fans milk bottles because they give him energy. Gotcha. Max says he has more photos of Nat on his phone than anyone else, mostly ones of Nat asleep. That's funny. That's very funny. That's so funny. I would literally just have my entire Instagram just be photos of sleeping. I think that would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. Ah, yes. I'm impressed. That is actually really good. Like, I don't even think I could make that, honestly. I really don't think I could. I'll be. Excellent birthday gifts. The painting was really impressive. Super impressive, actually. I wish I was half as good art. That would be amazing. Let's go ahead and jump into the next video. It is Claudia, Louis, and Lestat. We are going back to the vampires, entitled Family. And this is season 2. Let's go ahead and bring that up and jump in. Boom, boom, boom.
No sons, no daughters.
You had a daughter.
I had a daughter.
A daughter?
I lost my family.
Grace.
Get out!
I need family.
You think you and her uncle are the right people to adopt an orphan?
Claudia.
A band-aid for a shitty marriage?
I'll be happy. For you. How can I say no to you? They asked if I was an angel.
The devil walks at night.
Me.
There's one thing about being a vampire that I most fear above all else.
I'll stay.
Do vampires ever get queen-sized coffins so they can, like, sleep together? Just a random question. I was looking at that going, you know, it'd probably be nicer and maybe they'd last a little longer if they got, like, a queen-size coffin. Or, like, a king-size coffin or something like that. You know, dual capacity.
And that is loneliness.
Who am I supposed to love? I've been a third all my life.
It was never you.
You think you're happy with me now? Can you imagine me without the burden of her?
You didn't want me.
I can't get her out of my mind.
We enjoy each other.
You have the same problem.
Without the burden, Amelia.
Oh,
Did you mean
jeez.
it?
A terrible thing to say about somebody.
I told Claudia I can figure it out.
I can't, Louis.
I loved her unconditionally. The simple joy of her hand in mine.
You have no idea of Claudia's strength.
I've known exactly 4 vampires in my life, and you've all been the worst. I'm looking for one. Just one that ain't a goddamn bastard.
They would shred you to strips because you are built like a bird. Because you are a mistake. I can't hear that.
Ooh, you will burn your daughter alive? While you rehearse the play, you will burn your daughter alive?
Who would I have betrayed?
She is my blood. I broke the second law. When you sentence them for their crimes, you sentence me too.
I carried her home. I made you turn her. Found her in the fire.
They saved her from the fire. So I had such tree ladies. She looked at me at the end like a child, looking to her father. But I was never.
Here in New Orleans. Hey, not quite at home yet.
Gosh, that is such a brutal scene. Oh my gosh. Wow. Link down below in the description. the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Short, but whoa, very impactful. The scene where Claudia is just ending herself, if you will, that has got to be just powerful. Not in like a positive way, but like a just haunting, I guess is a better way to say it. Haunting. Hauntingly powerful. I don't know. I'm trying to make it work, but I don't know if it is. But that's got to be such a moment. Such a moment. Good grief. And obviously it did affect Lestat a bit, which is surprising because Lestat seems so, I don't know, jaded, obviously, after being alive this long and running through people and all that stuff. How could you not get jaded, right? But yeah, that somewhat impacted him for sure. I don't know exactly what it will do to him, if it's for good or bad, but I don't know. Maybe he'll just take it out on Louis and just, go back into that toxic torment or something. I have no idea, but hoping for the best, I suppose. Interview with the Vampire Trio talks Claudia's recast, Lestat's haunting return, and more in bloody premiere. It was just posted May 12th of this year. Interview with the Vampire is back for another bite. That is such a cheesy opening line, but I get it. They saw it and they went for it. Sunday's second season premiere finds Louis and Claudia traversing the European countryside in search of others like them. It's been 4 years since the duo left Lestat for dead back in New Orleans. And even though Claudia is still furious with Louis for not burning their maker's body, she wanted him gone. She's not as angry as she once was. Baby vampire, baby steps. That's clever. That's clever. Speaking of Claudia, the show reminds viewers about her recast at the top of the premiere, informing us directly that the role will now be played by Delaney Hales. Child vampire was previously played by Bailey Bass in AMC's drama's first season. Really? So it talked about it immediately, probably in like a splash image or something. That's kind of interesting how they kind of address that. I was so excited to join the show. Usually they don't, and they just go into it. I was also nervous because I know that recasts are very hard. Well, I think she lucked out in the fact that it was only one season, right? You do get attached, especially if it's a powerful first season and you really enjoy it. You do get kind of attached to actors, which obviously in Spartacus, like I brought up previously, Andy ended up getting cancer and then ultimately succumbed to it. And they had to recast, which was hard at first, but it was thankfully just a season. So it wasn't, deep into the show where you're trying to recast and whatnot. But yeah, it can be difficult for sure. Which kind of makes me think of The Witcher right now, which going through like the Henry Cavill exit and the Liam Hemsworth recast. And I'm just like, good luck, Liam. That's going to be a tough one. That is going to be a tough one. They used a lot of theater actors and it was almost treating it in like a theater with a new actor steps into the role. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was so excited to join the show. Yeah. Did read that. She credits actors Jacob and Sam, Lestat and Louis, basically, with making her transition into the role super easy, adding that she also kept Anne Rice's books close by at all times for reference. It became like my Bible in a way. I kept going back to them so it was clear where I was picking up from. Rice's words gave Hales a clear guideline for how the character should be portrayed, but she also tried to make it her own by pulling from her own childhood experiences. Specifically, she compares Claudia to one of the Jamaican dolls her grandmother used to collect. Interesting. They were kind of creepy. But that's what I liked about them, too. They were just awkward with this unsettling energy. And that's kind of what I liken Claudia to. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of see that, honestly. One of those creepy dolls that are just sitting on a shelf just looking at you. dead in the eyes or whatever. Yeah, honestly, I can kind of see that. Now that I think back to the edit and the scenes and all that stuff, kind of dressed like it too, honestly. Speaking of unsettling in a good way, Lestat continues to haunt his lover. That's a good word for it. Appearing to Louis throughout the premiere as a vivid figment of his imagination. Reed tells TV Line that it was definitely different playing the character as a vision versus in the flesh, saying he got to make more interesting choices as a result of Lestat's new status as a ... ghost. Kind of obsessed with logic. When I approach a role, I like to find out the logic of the thing, but I don't have to do that with this one. It doesn't need to make sense. Louis and Claudia do eventually discover other vampires in the woods, but it's hardly the meetup they're hoping for. One of the vamps gets aggressive, forcing Claudia to rip out his eyes. Ooh. Oh, God. The catch, he's a child. What? Counterpoint, so is she. But still. Still, the blinded vampire's mother finishes the job, supposedly sparing her son the inevitable. How would he hunt? That's a good question, actually. She asks Louis and Claudia before throwing herself into a fire, bringing their search to a tragically unsuccessful end. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this show is probably just one brutal scene after another, and that kind of makes it interesting. that keeps it interesting for sure. Keeps you on your toes. Tragedy also strikes at the shelter where Louis and Claudia are temporarily seeking refuge. A kind woman who takes them in gets bitten by a vampire, but rather than intervening to help her, Louis watches as the authorities arrive and gulp, behead her. Humans? Not our problem, Louis says, as he and Claudia head for their next destination, Paris. Oh, I guess they were going to the Olympics. Oh my gosh. Interview with the Vampire with Stat makes everything better in a spellbinding new episode. I agree with that. Honestly, of all the characters I saw in the pilot, I would say Lestat was definitely the most interesting. Then again, I didn't get to see Claudia, so that storyline has been very interesting since I got introduced to it, but definitely what brought me to the show and was intriguing was definitely Lestat. Seemed complicated is a understatement, but definitely a complicated character that is just kind of mesmerizing, honestly. Louis and Claudia go on trial in a tightly directed, emotional, mischievous bottle episode. I could not prevent it. Interview with the Vampire continues to bleed excellence. That's amazing. That's a great byline. We're near the end of the second season, and the show is on a mighty roll. We just need more people to watch it, honestly. Their viewing statistics, their audience should be bigger. We just need more people to know about it, I guess. Paris Coven, led by Santiago, has discovered what Louis and Claudia did to Lestat back in New Orleans. Part of Santiago's strategy to secure control over the Coven involves putting them on trial in front of a live audience, unsuspecting humans, passing off as a play. The mentally dramatic solution that could only be cooked up by this group of stimulation-starved vampires. See what happened when actors live forever? They have to make up their fun. The more over the top, the better. That's funny. I don't know what to praise most. The script is as sharp as ever, giving us some new perspectives on key events. Biggest revelation is that Louis was far more desperate for Lestat to turn a dying Claudia into a vampire than we'd previously thought. Louis either wasn't entirely forthcoming with Daniel before or had forgotten some of the details. Interesting. I know he's doing the interview again, but clearly there's something going on there. Whether it's, hiding by omission and whatnot, but I'm assuming not the full truth is being told. Maybe some of it, obviously, but I don't know. With a few exceptions, most of the episodes take place entirely with Theater de Vampires, really does feel like we're watching a play. There's a ton of energy radiating off every beat, and director Emma Freeman knows how to make the most of it. But it's the performers who bring it home. To give a lot of credit to actor Ben Daniels for towing the line between campy and threatening as Santiago, with a healthy dollop of insecurity mixed in. Deliciously loathsome villain. Sam Reed crushes a moment when Lestat goes off script and gives Louis an honest apology for dropping him from a mile in the air that time back in New Orleans. Jacob Anderson turns in another layered performance as Louis, who lays his soul bare at what he thinks will be the end of his life. Final episode for Claudia. Haven't always been sure why, but Claudia has always been hit or miss for me as a character on this show. But she makes an excellent showing here, remaining defiant in the face of certain death by Kangaroo Court, before she and Madeline are executed. Claudia threatens the entire audience with death from beyond, and she's so convincing they almost believe her. Show did a good job of building up what could have been an underwritten character. The show doesn't need special effects to be good, but what's there is terrific. The cinematics in the theater are as evocative as ever, and the effect when Madeline and Claudia turn to ash is grisly and sad. Yeah, it did seem pretty sad. Definitely seemed like one of those moments that's going to be huge in the show. Huge. Armand, who's forced to sit and watch this farce after betraying Louis to Santiago, uses his power to condemn Louis to banishment rather than death. Santiago relents, but only just. He doesn't kill Louis then and there, but he does stick him in a coffin in a wall and leave him to starve to death, which may well be worse. Sam Reed says Lestat will never get over Claudia's fate. Yeah, I mean, that seemed like it really affected Lestat. Reed said Delaney's so fantastic and Claudia is such a brilliant character. I don't think Lestat's ever going to get over the fact that she dies. Nor am I. I think we laid that track down very early. We always knew this is how it was going to go from season 1, but it's devastating. And it's something he's never going to get over. And yet there is no world in which he's going to let Louis die. There's no reality in which Louis is going to die. It is not possible. Good grief. Yeah, that is... that was... Just watching that scene without any sort of context or anything like that, it is powerful. Very powerful. And it's interesting because Lestat is usually seen as, you know, just from what I've seen, kind of detached in a way. I mean, obviously he's passionate and whatnot, but it just seems like, you know, you've been through a lot, been alive for a long time. It just seems like a little bit of indecision with Louis. Loves him to pieces, but also is like really brutal and toxic and gross and all that good stuff that makes him an interesting character. So it's odd that Claudia was such an impact, but watching that scene, just bits and pieces of it, as a viewer, it's impactful. That's for sure. Just really brutal. Next video is Lando, Norris, and Daniel Ricciardo. I'm having such trouble right now. Ricciardo. I have no idea. Being my favorite F1 teammates, let's go ahead and jump in.
Hey, I'm Lando Norris.
Hi, I'm Daniel Ricciardo.
Ricciardo. I guess that's how you say it.
Okay, turn around. He rocks curls. He rocks the curly hair very well. Like my hair, I got a cap on now because I had an awful haircut a few months ago, and I'm still paying the price. But
It's the beauty of hair; it grows back.
And if I laughed at you, I'd look like a big...
You got big hands. You know... Oh.
I don't feel sympathy for him.
Hey, I respect that. Don't leave me hanging. You've done this all back to front.
Don't leave me hanging.
Wait, what?
Did you give me a dodgy egg?
Wait. Why is it so strong? You're trying to crack it on cardboard.
I did it.
This is so good.
All I'm thinking about is
I got some hairs.
shake and bake. Talladega Nights.
Oh,
We go together like cocaine and waffles.
Alright, ready?
Are you moving my stuff?
What?
Who's doing my... Where's my tree? Ow.
Aww.
Wanna hug? After yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
I deserve one. Happy birthday.
Is it okay? Is there any residual?
No. I just, I'm getting a...
Probably would have hurt me more than you, right?
Getting an X-ray on Monday.
Let me get the logo in.
Hello folks, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, day one of the weekend. It is for me anyway. Consists of media. One meeting with the engineers, more media.
Valtteri. He looks like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
That's a good point.
Valtteri is my new favorite baby. Oh my gosh, Lloyd Christmas. That's amazing. I'm inspired.
You knew the last name of Lloyd Christmas? It's amazing.
I'm in a bigger bush than you.
Likely.
Mush.
Alright, next one.
What is it?
Merch.
Oh.
Alright, next
Mush.
one. Always knew, obviously existed, and I was very aware of the NFL, but Max Verstappen, ladies and gentlemen. But I was like, so anyway.
Where's my bag gone? I don't know where any of my stuff is.
You know, I'm just thinking back to that article I was reading about how, like, traditional fans don't like seeing this much of the drivers and all that stuff, and it kind of, like, ruins the mystique or something. I get that, but also, you know, they're human beings, right? They have personality. They're funny. Just kind of adds another layer to it.
Just to breathe in while he smiles.
And obviously, if you're not a fan of it, don't watch it.
It's like the little kid when he's like, yeah!
But it's there for people that want it.
Inter. Peter. Minter.
Close.
Putter. Minter. Pizza.
Nailed it.
P. You can't even pronounce your P.
You actually did pretty good. Did you go under your legs?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Do you have a fork and knife in your pocket? Yeah. Oh.
That's super dangerous.
Crispy.
Oh.
All good?
Oh. What?
A drifter 70s quite.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I get that.
Humiliated.
You just eat something and you're just like, oh, this is so good.
Rhea, naked, choke. Green candy show.
Green candy show.
Rhea, naked, choke. Don't know what it means, but... One more. Rhea. Oh. Rhea. Rhea? Naked. Rhea naked choke. Rhea naked choke.
Oh, come on. You're doing Pictionary and stuff. Or not Pictionary, because you can't act it out. What is he doing? He's doing like, he's cheating at Pictionary is basically what he's doing. Charades. That's what it is. Charades.
Do you have any like little rituals you do before you get in the car?
With myself, I don't, but together we do. And we basically just give each other a massive hug, and we hold it for like 10-15 seconds before we get in the car. It's become a ritual. But every time we do it, my hands get put like lower and lower.
This... Oi! Get off my tree! Someone's touching my tree! Get off! Oh! What are you doing?
Look at the amount of money and vehicles behind them. Oh my gosh.
I did a very good job. You actually did a good job. Wow. I started off placing the balls on. I'm waiting for my sieve. With a pinch of salt into a medium-sized bowl, make a well in the middle. You're not sieving yours, mate. I ain't about that life. I just
If you get a chunk, you get a chunk.
Thongs. Thongs. What are thongs? Everyone knows what thongs are, you muppet. What? Not only in Australia. Okay, so what is it? Thongs. Yeah, what?
Sandals.
Oh, no. It's different. So what's thongs? Tell me. Seeing though I'm the Muppet. You
Yeah,
can't
they're
give
the
him answers.
they're the
Get
flip
out of
flops.
here. They're shoes? Who's the Muppet? Yeah, okay, so you didn't know that. So that's a thong. Flip flop.
That is not a thong, mate.
Well, I'm educated.
It's known as a
you, and
thong.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, that is not.
All right.
That's a flip flop.
Next one. The bush. The
Countryside.
bush. What is your interpretation of the bush? I'll put it in a sentence.
Yeah.
Where you from, mate? I'm from out in the bush.
Oh, like the outback.
Yeah. Like the country, outback. Yeah, I guess the outback.
There are trees.
The bush.
And bushes.
Yeah.
Rural,
okay.
basically.
Yep, that's that. All right. So yeah, the outback. Beautiful image there.
Oh, look, that's beautiful.
Look at that red dirt. That's pure.
Red dirt.
Why is Daniel Ricciardo always smiling? It's amazing what surgery can do. It can do wonders, especially in 2022. So, obviously with Formula One, you get paid pretty well, and I was able to invest a lot of that money into permanent smile surgery. You should look it up. That's the weirdest answer I've ever given. I like smiling. I like being happy.
Oh my gosh. No regrets. Oh my gosh.
You gotta. That's great. My face is
That's
so
wild.
When you laugh, my voice.
Happy about this.
That's amazing. A temporary tattoo of your
Actually been
face.
trying to keep the drive for you. So all you need to do is race.
Be on the
to
lookout for that in the
Bacon,
store.
who's holding up the brolly there, our presenter of Any Driven Monday. It's not that far.
That's pretty far.
Well, in which case then you'll have the stamina to beat him because he's only got little legs and you've got longer legs.
How do you use these? Any tips?
Yeah, just bounce, mate. Are we ready? Who's going to win? Daniel or Lando? Are we ready? What is going on there? You've got to go forwards. You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good. Right. Right. Well, you want to take a run up? Stop it. Right. Sit on your space hoppers. Grab on tight. Bounce down to Matt Baker. Stop it, Lando. Go. Oh, this is what we want. Lando, that collision did not help you.
He's basically just hopping.
Lando Norris has stacked it down the main straight. Here comes Ricciardo. It's going to Hang on. When they said they might get injured,
beamed him in the face. Oh my
Daniel,
gosh.
Lando, we've got a replay. Are you okay?
Oh, sorry. I can't see.
I can't see. Oh no. Is there? Look, here we go on the replay. Oh. I think the phrase, Daniel, is got him.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know when you do something? and you
Boom,
realise
headshot.
You probably shouldn't have done it. It was too late.
Hang on. Just got a message from Zach Brown. Says Lando wins.
Do you want to open your mouth?
I've definitely had one of those situations where, where you're just like, oh, this would be so funny. And then you do it and you're like, that was not a good move.
Oh, that was romantic. Oh. What's going to hit my head? The TV. So that was us experiencing what we experienced in 2021, just through the eyes of ourselves, through someone else's eyes, which are the TV's eyes, now ourselves' eyes, and I don't really know what to say. I still feel emotional about it. Really? No. What's your favorite animal? I like turtles. See you later.
Link down below in the original. Link down below in the description for the original video. There we go. Oh my gosh. Clearly a very good friendship between those teammates. That is very funny. So freaking funny. Lando Norris is a British and Belgian race driver. Currently competing in Formula One with a McLaren, racing under the British flag. Go ahead and bring up that info. After a successful karting career, culminating his victory at the Direct Drive Karting World Championship in 2014, Norris graduated to Junior Formula. Interesting. Oh my gosh. They're actually in kart racing. At first I was like, there's no way. And now I see it's correct. Go-karts. Unbelievable. To go from that to Formula One racing is such a trajectory. That's unbelievable. Joined the McLaren Young Driver program in 2017. Won another championship. Promoted to Formula 2 in 2018. Was announced as a McLaren driver in 2018. Alongside Carlos Sainz Jr., making his Formula 1 debut in 2019. Just 24 years old. 120 entries, or 119 starts. 2 wins, 22 podiums, 858 career points, 4 pole positions. Wow. Latest win was the 2024 Dutch Grand Prix. He finished 6th in 2023. Oh, between 2021 and 2022, he dated Portuguese model. Oh my gosh. He stated that him and the model, Luisa, were subject to abuse and death threats from online trolls. That's crazy. Good grief. Started his racing career at the age of 7. Whoa. I guess they get into it pretty early. Makes sense. Doesn't seem like something you would get into like later in life. You know what I mean? Like there's probably very few 40-year-olds that get into it when they're like late 30s. You know what's funny? I hear Zac Brown and I think of Zac Brown Band. American businessman, former professional race driver himself, currently residing in England. CEO of McLaren Racing. So got started in karting in 2008, 35th. Got all the way to 3rd in 2010. So it took 2 years. And then just started doing very well. And I'm assuming the later ones, like 19th, 20th, I'm assuming that happened with like a crash or maybe something happened to the vehicle. Because it looks like he just started to take over. Like seriously, top 10 every single time almost. Racing career. I mean, wow. Clearly took to it very fast. Just over a couple years span there. It's unbelievable. Daniel Ricciardo, Australian and Italian race driver, currently competing in Formula 1. For RB Formula 1 team under the Australian flag. He's achieved 8 Grand Prix victories and 32 podiums. Made his debut in 2011. Red Bull Racing. 254 starts. Good grief, that's a lot. 8 wins, 32 podiums. 16 fastest laps. It's amazing. Last win was in 2021 Italian Grand Prix. Always due for something. Started karting at the age of 9. So it seems like karting is the way to get into this. I never knew go-karting was anything other than like a little fun activity that you do as a kid. Like I never knew it was anything other than that. So that is news to me. I literally thought, you know, you go-karting as a kid, it's fun, it's entertaining. I had no idea it was any sort of like seriousness to it at all. So that's pretty interesting. See his record. See if we can get to it here. Contents. Figure out how to use Wikipedia. Fifth, first, 10th. Did not finish. Boy, to go 5th and then 1st immediately. That's pretty amazing. So the karting career was pretty short. Went into a racing career. 8th, 3rd, 20th, 5th, 6th. No contest. 1st, 2nd. 1st. Wow. Clearly took to it. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. Doing very well, honestly. Pretty amazing. Lando Norris sets the record straight on his relationship with Daniel Ricciardo at McLaren. Lando Norris has spoken out against claims that he and Daniel didn't get along as teammates. Really? Boy, those videos would have a totally different feel to them if you knew they didn't get along. Insisting that they shared a good relationship on and off the track. We were very competitive. We wanted to beat each other, so maybe that was the vibe that was given off, but we always worked together very well as a team. We understand that we can't do that at the current time. We don't have what we need, and we don't have the machinery to do so, so until then, we'll work together and push ourselves and each other to get closer to the target. He insisted any notions of him not getting along well with Ricciardo are completely incorrect. We were good friends, we had a lot of good laughs and so on. Me and Carlos still get along very well. I think everyone had a bit of a perception that me and Daniel didn't, although that was completely incorrect. How could what? How could you watch all that content and go, these dudes hate each other? They hate each other a lot. Maybe it was just the fact that, you know, they were fighting over who would be first in the team and whatnot. Honestly, though, that's pretty good if you want to push to win. So, yeah, that might be a little odd and stressful at times, but I would rather be teamed up with someone trying to beat me than someone who's just like, all right, good luck out there. You know, we'll try to do something. I would rather have that push, you know, pushing you to be better by trying to beat you, and that makes you better. I would rather have that, honestly. But yeah, watching them just interact together, pretty clear they were decently friendly to one another, and it probably wasn't just for the camera. So it's kind of odd that that narrative stuck. I don't know where that came from, but obviously I don't know them very well other than that edit. Some people are so desperate for drama and gossip they don't even care about facts. Yeah, honestly. Or they're looking for it. They're just trying to add a little spice to it maybe, but honestly, they seem so fun together. You don't even need to add spice. Like, just enjoy it, you know? I don't know. Maybe it was in the press conferences where it wasn't as friendly, or maybe it's how they raced against each other. I'm assuming that's where people picked it up, because if you're watching one of those interviews or one of the cooking shows or what other piece of content that they made together, it seemed pretty lighthearted. So I'm assuming what happened on the track might account for that, but I don't know. I do not know. Let's go ahead and hop into the last video of the day, last video of the week. Who's afraid of little old me? Interview with the vampire. We're heading back to the vampires. We started there. We're going to end there. Let's go ahead and bring it up. This picture is hilarious. Who's afraid of little old me? I am, Lestat. I'm terrified. You are very hot and cold. Mostly cold. All right, let's go ahead and bring it up here and get going.
Who are you, Louis?
I felt his presence before I saw him.
I wanted to murder the man, and I wanted to be the man.
If there was no me, and there was no him, who would you be?
I loved her. But she didn't love you.
Oh, I forgot! Love makes you stupid!
Not like he did. Not like I have.
You and him! Him and you!
Everything you're about to see is real.
So I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch.
Anything else you want to say, buffoon? You're boring.
Oh.
You find me boring.
Oh. That's not a way to get ahead
He
in
just
life.
threatened me with it!
You'll never be head of a major corporation.
You're gonna let him do this to you?
Those classic lines from Austin Powers.
Oh, it doesn't sound like him.
I remember the night I was made, the fire choking me. You carried me out through the flame and the smoke. But then why'd you take me home? Why not a hospital?
I don't care. Well, you must care.
Oh, yes, it's a hot one.
Who's my Lestat? Who's my Louis?
You and me! Me and you!
It was never you.
Good grief.
Never been about me.
Claudia, a band-aid for a shitty marriage. I see the best of my vampiric self in her.
It is pretty interesting how that happens a lot. Like bringing a kid in to the picture, trying to band-aid a bad situation. That probably happens more often than we would like to admit.
You made no impression on me at all.
Stop. If there is an afterlife.
Who's your maker?
Mommy?
If you could find it, which you won't, they would shred you to strips.
You'll be their little birdie for the next 50 years.
Because you are built like a bird.
I'm gonna come back and fucking kill all of you.
Well, dang.
And if there isn't an afterlife,
My coven is Claudia.
He's just fine.
Oh.
I'm still gonna find a way.
Where did you get that?
Read it for yourself. The vampires out there are vicious.
Lestat.
I talked shit about him the whole time.
I followed Lestat's gaze and saw Armand in one of the boxes.
Just a sweeping hand to a pile of money and the sight of him throwing himself into a fire. He took me from my room in Paris as I had kicked and screamed. He kept me for a week, locked in a room full of corpses. They all look like me.
Gosh.
I'll stay. I'll never leave you. Ever again. He and I are gonna spend the rest of our lives together. Wherever your miserable life takes you.
I'm nothing without you. That's why I don't particularly like being back.
Boy, Sam Reed absolutely killed this role.
I listened to the tapes. All of them twice.
Il n'y a rien. Because you are a mistake.
Write me a song, put your lover's voice on it. What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Lestat. Claudia. Lestat.
Why didn't you say it was me who saved you, not him?
So I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch as I
I'm locked.
scream. Who's afraid of little old me? I was
I didn't want this.
channeled to the circus life made me mean. Don't you worry, folks, we took Who's afraid of little old me? Well, you should be.
That's such a good line.
I'll be with him.
Enjoy it. She is my blood. She looked at me at the end like a child looking to her father. You will regret this for the rest of your life. Stop squirming and watch why I do what I do.
You have no idea of Claudia's strength.
I love you.
I have the blood of a car Shyy.
So he showed up at the final second.
Where does the bullshit start, Armand? Amadeo? Arun? You were supposed to die with Claudia. He didn't save you. Lestat did.
Oh my gosh. What an excellent edit. Link down below in the description for that wonderful edit. I'll throw out some much deserved love. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh. It's just so good. It's just lends itself perfectly for edits. Like it just does. And the acting is just perfect. Oh my gosh. It's interesting that, you know, obviously it has great source material to pull from because the dialogue and the writing is just top notch. Top notch. Like some of the quotes, are amazing. Has a lot of beautiful imagery and oh gosh. You know what's interesting is the fact that vampires are so comfortable with blood. Meanwhile, I'm looking at them like just covered in blood or like, all over their mouth or just dripping out down their neck because they've been sliced and diced or whatever. And inside, I'm like dying 1,000 deaths. like if that was me and I was just covered in blood, whether it be my own or somebody else's, I would be petrified. Petrified. But they're so comfortable with it because it's just a part of a vampire life, right? It's literally their lifeblood. Literally. It's just so odd. Oh my gosh. That's one thing that always sticks with me. And I think for zombies as well. That is just a very funny observation I had. I would be petrified completely. Lestat and Louis through the years, I wanted to forget him, and yet it seemed I thought of him always. It was as if the empty nights were made for thinking of him, and sometimes I found myself so vividly aware of him. It was as if he had only just left the room and the ring of his voice was still there. And somehow there was a disturbing comfort in that. Despite myself, I'd envisioned his face, not as it had been the last night in the fire, but on other nights. That last evening he spent with us at home, his hand playing idly with the keys of the spinet, his head tilted to one side. A sickness rose in me, more wretched than anguish, when I saw what my dreams were doing. I wanted him alive in the dark nights of Eastern Europe. Lestat was the only vampire I'd found. Gosh. Anne Rice. I mean, you want to talk about literary genius. Just flowery language, beautifully handled, written. These sentences are beautiful. Like, I don't know how many edits went into this, but just unreal use of the English language. Interview with the Vampire in 1976, but why Lestat? He asked a little suspiciously. Why the danger, the risk? After all, you have done it. You have come back. You're stronger than ever. You have the old fire as if it had never been lost, and you know how precious this is. This will simply to go on. This will simply to go on. Why risk it immediately? Have you forgotten what it was like when we had the world all around us and no one could hurt us except ourselves? Is this an offer, Louis? Have you come back to me, as lovers say? His eyes darkened, and he looked away from me. I'm not mocking you, Louis, I said. You've come back to me, Lestat. He said evenly, looking at me again. When I heard the first whispers of you at Dracula's daughter, I felt something that I thought was gone forever. He paused. But I knew what he was talking about. He had already said it. The Vampire Lestat, 1985. I smiled. I kissed him suddenly, thrilled by the warmth of him, the soft, pliant feel of his near-human skin. God, how I hated the whiteness of my fingers touching him. Fingers that could have crushed him now effortlessly. I wondered if he even guessed. There was so much I wanted to say to him, to ask him, yet I couldn't find the words really, or a way to begin. He had always had so many questions, and now he had his answers, more answers, perhaps, than he could ever wanted. And what had this done to his soul? Stupidly, I stared at him. How perfect he seemed to me as he stood there, waiting with such kindness and patience. And then, like a fool, I came out with it. You love me now? I asked. He smiled. Oh, it was excruciating to see his face soften and brighten simultaneously when he smiled. Yes, he said. Yeah, these are lovely. Sometimes he speaks for just a little. He'll ask for Mozart, perhaps, or that I read him some old poetry. But in the main, he's, as you see him yourself, unchanged. He paused, then looked directly at the sky. I want to be alone with him for a few nights, I suppose, before Merrick comes back. His tone had a finality to it, sadness that touched me to the quick. He was saying farewell to Lestat. that's what he was doing, and I knew that Lestat's slumber was so deep and so troubled that even such a dreadful message from Louis might not rouse him at all. Man. Note, we must give credit where credit is due to actor Sam Reed, whose body is being used as a vessel by the vampire Lestat for this performance. Reviews the vampire Lestat's new single. I'm assuming this is what I have to hit. Oh my gosh. You've reached your monthly article limit. Interesting. Well, I know just what to do there. Hold on a second. Go ahead and... There's ways to get around it. Not advocating it. But this will be useful. All right, here we go. Good work. Uh-huh. Got it. Is The Vampire Lestat's latest single a bop or flop? Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist turned pulp fanatist. Fantasist? Daniel Malloy is working on his follow-up project to the best-selling Gothic memoir, Interview with the Vampire, and his choice of subject has us wondering how long he'll keep the kayfabe up. The heck is that? Malloy will be sitting down for an extended interview docuseries with elusive glam rocker Lestat, who rose to fame not long after the release of Interview with the Vampire. Part of the Vampire Lestat's whole gimmick is maintaining the premise that he is the 18th century vampire in the flesh. And we get an extended look at the dynamic in this trailer for the rock doc. That rolls up in a brat, Prince, green snakeskin and feather jacket, an attitude to match, shooing away the makeup person doesn't need it, tampering with the camera and Daniel with his vampire magic. There are previews of Lestat's latest single, Long Face, which also released with a lyric video on YouTube, but is a bop or flop. Pulled some of the band's biggest fans on staff at Vulture. The lyrics need another round of rewrites. The guitar hooks sound like something you'd play on the easiest mode of Rock Band. And yet I've had it on repeat for an hour, so sign me up for the full album. Sam Reed's regular line deliveries are basically the equivalent of a Baroque painting of a hot man glaring at you. I'm unsurprised that his singing voice is the exact same thing. Big fan of how his ooh wah sound like Jim Morrison during doing a Dracula impression. It's a bop. Funny. I'm so sorry to Stuart Townsend for getting replaced as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings trilogy, now having his rock star Lestat from Queen of the Damned show up so thoroughly. This reminds me a lot of my favorite fictional rock songs of all time, Scott Pilgrim's Black Sheep by The Clash at Demon Head, with that chugging bass and slinky attitude. Love his laconic Count Chocula meets disturbed ooh-ah. Of course, the line, here come the gays. The words of another famous, beautiful, illiterate, here we go, mama. That's funny. That's kind of interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching, appreciate you hanging out. It is Friday night. I hope you enjoyed that stream. We got to get going here, but I will see you all on Monday for another exciting stream. Got some great videos lined up, as always. Go ahead and join the Discord if you have not. It is free and available, and the link is everywhere. It's in the description in the videos. It's on the website. It's everywhere. If you'd like to request your own videos, head on over to toddreacts.com. You can see it there. Appreciate it, Jace. Check out the merch. It's available on the website as well, toddreacts.com. Members of the website save 15% on all orders shipping worldwide. go ahead and check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are working our way up very slowly, but if we had more people subscribe when they're watching, that would help tremendously. Just as a cool morale boost, honestly. Fun to watch the number go up. More so than views, honestly. It's kind of interesting, you know? It's the expansion of the channel in a interesting way. So go ahead and subscribe today. It is free and available and easy at YouTube. If you're watching on your television or something like that, just do it on your phone or laptop or whatever. If you're watching on your phone, laptop, you have no excuse. So do it today. It's super awesome and easy. And yeah, follow the Twitch channel if you're watching live on Twitch. I appreciate that as well. And I shall see you all on Monday for yet another thrilling reaction stream. All the cool kids are doing it. Indeed. Indeed. And if you're in the Discord, I shall see you soon. It is always fascinating to catch up with everybody. But yes, have a good weekend. Go out there, do something, or stay in and do something interesting. You never know, you know? Try something you haven't tried before. Start a new hobby. Pick up a book, good book, or a bad book, and you don't know. It's always the fun of reading a book. But yeah, stay safe. Take care. All that good stuff. And I will see you soon. Thank you, Jace. Thank you, Luke, as well, and everyone else who joined. I appreciate it.